Good morning. Welcome to the still garden. Just enjoying a cup of tea here on the terrace. Today I'm going to be going down to our beach and gathering up some shells. I think I mentioned before that we have quite a collection of small shells that accumulate on our beach from the tides. So I often use it as a top dressing. So today I'm going to take the rest of my bulbs, the alliums I spoke previously about, and I've saved some of the purple tulips, and I'm going to clean out my two pots at one side of our front driveway, taking out the perennials that I put in the autumn, and I'm going to then put those in the garden. And then I'm going to put the alliums in the center and line it with purple tulips, and then I will top dress it with the shells from our beach. So I'm here on our beach gathering shells. I'm hoping the audio is okay. But we have quite a quantity of these type of shells here that wash up on our beach all the time. So part of redoing the containers and getting them ready for fall, or even I do this in the summer as well, is I like to take these shells and use them as a top dressing. So let's take these shells and head on up. Changed my mind about doing the pots up front. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. So today I'm going to just do these two small terracotta pots I keep on the table on our terrace that faces the sea. I actually built this table myself this summer. It's not the greatest, but it served its purpose. I wanted something rustic that I could have dinner at, seat a good amount of people. So I'm just going to take these. These pots have some herbs. There's some lavender and some thyme that actually is fine. I'll be able to put that in the ground. And then these heucheras I'm going to take out and put in the front. I have a shade garden out front. Though this gets sun, we keep the umbrella up quite a bit, so the heucheras actually did quite well this summer. So I'm going to take those out and put them in the other, out in the front bed. So I have these pots, which aren't permanent, but I mean, they don't look that bad. And they have a pretty healthy root ball. So those are going to go out front. But first I'm going to have a cup of tea and enjoy my view for a moment. I have to say, we've only been here a few years, so I'm just starting to touch the gardens, making new beds, but it is hard sometimes when we have such a lovely view to not stop often when I'm gardening and take a break. So, but let's get back to work. No rest for the wicked, as they say. So as often is the case with gardening, I started to redo my two terracotta pots, and they need fresh soil, and I haven't any more potting soil in the garage. So I'm putting that off for another day. Part of gardening, you have to readjust. And I'm just going to actually move these 2 heucheras to here. It's quite sunny here, but these actually did very well in the sun, so I'm going to give them a test. So we'll go ahead and try these out and see how they do here. I'm going to take this moment to talk about this particular garden bed. As I've said, we've only been here a few years, and the first few years for garden, I just have been taking pots and putting various plants and things in. I've tried a vegetable garden each year in different locations, but that's still an ongoing process. But this bed here was a brambles, overgrowth, undergrowth. We had to hack in quite a bit just to get down to what we have. And some of the twigs you see are things I intentionally planted this summer, and some were some native plants that were here, and I wanted to see how they work. So I kind of want to make this bed sort of a mixture of some local things mixed with perennials and annuals as I go. So adding these heucheras here is going to be an experiment. They did fairly well on the terrace this summer in the sun, so we'll see how they do. So we'll water that in and see how they fare. Now, I will mulch this bed with traditional bark mulch, but I like to top dress my pots and things with the shells we collected earlier on the beach, and we have such a quantity of them, I use them as top dressing quite a bit. So here I thought, you know what, I'm going to try an experiment. Again, everything is an experiment. Just top dressing with these shells just to see how they do this winter. Now what will happen come spring is I'll dress this whole bed with mulch first, and then I will take these shells, I'm thinking, and top dress the bed that way. I think it'll just be pretty, and it sort of adds that beauty to it. And like for example, that blue buoy in the background was a sea treasure I found one morning beachcombing. So that's just a little bit of, tiny bit of history of what's going on here at the Still Garden. Let's sit on the terrace and have a chat. I'm hoping that, you know, this is new for me, this YouTube journey, and I'm hoping that this type of video with me just working here in the Still Garden, my house by the sea, that things like planting winter bulbs in the spring, or even just enjoying the beach or the shore or the sea, that those are all things that will be of interest to others, or even just sitting and having a cup of tea by the sea. So I hope that it is entertaining, or at least slightly amusing, and well, onwards and upwards.